This is really going to get fun for you. I love teaching kids, and we have fun with it. We enjoy everything we do. My guys got to be a little open-minded, and that's all it takes to get amazing results. And I get amazing results in every aspect of this. Everything we do here is designed never to lose hunt. If we discipline dogs and lose hunt, we lose everything. How do we know how good a dog is? If he's been disciplined so many times, he's scared of getting on that tree or committing. This happens all the time. But we can change all this stuff. And we can change it in a different manner to where the dog fully understands what we want and he himself wants to do it. When we do this, it's everything. Because if we do it in this manner, the dog wants to do it just as much as us. When this happens, you get an animalistic extension of yourself. This is like having a C&I coonhound, to where if he's treed, you know the meat's there because he's going to do things differently. He's going to look for the body of the coon before he ever locates. Now, these things are way easier to achieve than most people think. And we do stuff from puppies all the way through. Everything we do works on all breeds of dog and all age of dog. We've got some really amazing stuff here. And we just look to better dogs and teach people to have fun coon hunting so that way the sport can grow. Right now, guys, hide prices are down. Activity's down, at least in my area. And I know some areas are booming. But here, there's not much to do for the kids. And foreign-owned mink farms now have literally taken the price out of our fur. It's cheaper for them to grow it at a farm than it is to buy wild harvest game. And this simply destroys our population. We're getting too many coon at every house now. 4 or 5 coon are at every house tearing up. There's been some cases of poisoning. We're seeing distemper come in. These things could be changed very simply and benefit our sport greatly. But I like to talk about a little bit of everything and mainly just talking dog. Anybody's got any questions, just feel free to post them up there and feel free to ask anything you want. I'll explain it as simple as I can, and I get results in everything I do. I take this very seriously and have fun with it. If you can imagine it, I can help you train your dog to do it every time. I get extreme consistency. And extreme consistency is the top of the game. The best dog in the world, in my beliefs, only has to do 3 things. He just has to find it, tell you it's there, and stay. The dog that does that most consistently that night wins. And that's what it's about. It's about consistency. Now, there's a lot of minus points all around that, but it's a lot easier to achieve if you put in some steps. You see, most of our dogs don't go through all sorts of training because they're raised in pens. Now, wolves, coyotes, fox, coy dogs, they all go through a different scent training, and they do this very early in life. I call it scent wiring, but this is what happens, okay? When a wolf brings its kill into the den, then puppies are starving. They're hungry. They're in adrenaline, fight for survival mode. Now, while that dam is eating her harvested game, a couple things happen in the mind of those pups. One, it's pre-hunting and pre-off game breaking. Whatever game that dam is eating, it will be the most ample game. Now, when they're eating and they're in adrenaline mode, this scent wires them. This tells them what game the dam or mommy wants them to get. And simply, while they're hungry and in adrenaline mode, they're eating. And when they're nursing that milk, they are wired a scent to their mind of what game she wants to get. Now, this is everything. These pups go through this. All wild dogs go through this. This is how mommy teaches. Now, why can't we duplicate it? Why do we have to do everything that's traditional? I don't. I break all the rules. Now, I break these rules in a major fashion, but I have no fears. I know what rules can be broken, what rules can't be broken. And it just simply comes from training so many dogs for so long. Now, when it comes to scent wiring, this is what I do. And this is rehabilitation for any older pup that doesn't want anything to do with the coon, be it was scared of it, be it wasn't socialized until it got too old, so it acts a little shy. This reverts that. I take every dog that I hunt, every hunting dog, through scent wiring, because every wolf, every wild canine predator goes through it. It is a survival of the fittest technique. And it gets extreme results with little effort. Now, how do we do this on an older pup? Well, first, I guess we could go to a regular pup, take whatever game it is you want, coon scent in my case, and while those puppies are nursing, especially right when I've had my dam outside of the kennel, okay, to groom her or play with her or check on her, when it's time for her to go back in, I'm going to take a high quality coon scent. I recommend Tux. And I'm going to put that coon scent right there in the dog box with her. So that way, when those pups are nursing, she's smelling it. Now, this teaches them that that's food and that's what to hunt. And it works. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through older pups. So let's say I've got a pup and it's been a bad winter. I haven't got to work with him. Didn't get a scent wiring while he's a pup. Well, I can still do it. Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to find me a pay treat to mimic mommy's milk. So I'm going to find a lean meat treat, because that's what predators, canine predators, remember what pays their stomach, and pay is a lean meat treat. Now, I want to find a pay treat that induces adrenaline in that pup, that gets it all excited and all wound up. Now I'm going to take that and I'm going to mix that with little pieces with your food bowl. Mix it all up in there, and then I'm going to put coon scent around the bowl, and I'm going to feed them. Now, I'm going to do this, 2 days in a row to begin with, and then I'm going to skip about 3 days. Every time I use the pay treats, I'm going to use the coon scent. If I'm going to use the coon scent, I'm going to use the pay treats every time. We need the adrenaline-inducing treats to raise the want for that scent. And we can rehabilitate pups. We can improve any dog that goes through it. You will see a better scent connection, be it run a track better, be it tree a little bit more accurate. Even Grand Night champions should go through this. And these things that we do is why many dogs don't ever become very good until they're 6, 7 years old. Now, these things that they learn over that period of time can be taught in pups. Canines are designed to learn this at very young age. It's a survival of the fittest technique. Now, I had a question here from Nathan Kaufman. He's curious how to tighten up a dog on a tree. Now, I do stay put 30 different ways. It's my personal pet peeve. I'm disabled. It takes me a long time to get to a tree. If my dog doesn't stay, I might as well not hunt. So years ago, about 20 years ago, I invented a new way for stay put. And my dogs better stay if a herd of cattle comes to that tree. Another man isn't able to take my dog off the tree. But if I say just one word, they'll leave or recut. Now, how do I do this? One, I do stay put 101 with my pups. It's reverse psychology. So I embrace the best of both worlds. I want a dog that won't leave. I don't care if for any reason, it better not leave. That's the game, guys. This is long-range obedience. All coon hunting is long-range obedience. Every good dog stays for the man to get there. And we know this, but that's long-range obedience. Every good dog that stays, he's waiting for his master to get there. That is a form of long-range obedience. This is why these coon hounds have gotten so intelligent. But stay put, we have to have. Now, how I do stay put right off the bat is I work towards it before I work towards accuracy. So what I do is when my pups start treeing, okay, I don't leash them at the tree. I simply don't check to see if they have a coon. I watch the dog when I get to the tree. And I watch him and I wait him out. When he gets down on the ground and his nose touches the ground, I give him a verbal cue that I've already trained him in my yard. This lets him know, no, he's not supposed to be. Then I immediately encourage him on a tree. Get back on that tree. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drift back and I'm going to let him tree. See, a dog that stays put simply re-excites himself on the scent. So if we raise scent aggression in a pup, we get more stay put. But we also get the key, which is re-excitement. Any dog that stays all night simply re-excites himself. If he gets bored, if it takes us 2 hours to get there, at some point in time, he's got distracted. At some point in time, he's had to recite himself so that way he can stay treed. Now, and it just renews their interest in it. Now, what we're going to do is we go to the tree and we don't leash that pup up. We just stay back. Now, this also works for any age dog, okay? We just don't leash them up. We don't check the coon. Have a buddy check the coon and see if it's there. But what we're going to do is we're going to sit there and wait till he gets bored. As soon as his nose goes down on the ground, we're going to scold him. Get on that tree. As soon as he gets back up on a tree, we're going to praise him to his temperament, whether it's good boy or just a touch or just verbal encouragement. We're going to praise him up so that way he knows it's okay. Now, I actually use the word okay because I've already pre-trained it, my dog this. Now, what happens is the dog starts to have an understanding. And we are forcing ourselves to teach the dog to stay by not leashing him up. Now, like I was saying before, the best dog in the world just does 3 things. He finds it, he tells you there, and he stays. So I work towards those things in that manner. I work towards find it, I work towards tell me it's there, and I work towards stay. And then I work towards accuracy. By not leashing my pup up at the tree when he first starts treeing, this forces me to work on stay put. If a dog doesn't stay, it doesn't matter what he's got in the tree because we're never going to find out anyway. So why ever work towards accuracy when we could be working towards number 3, the most important, stay put. Now, this is what we do. And when we're working stay put on a young dog, we simply don't leash it up. We wait it out. And once it loses excitement, we scold it, we praise it back up. I know I've been over this a couple times, but it's very important. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drift back. So we're simply going to back up a different direction from the tree. And we're just going to back up, turn our light out, and we're going to wait that pup out again. Now, mind you, these dogs are just started treeing, so it's the first thing they're learning. And that is the best way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wait that dog out until he gets down off the tree. Then we're going to run back in there and scold him. No switches. You don't need none of that. Just a verbal correction. And then praise him up on a tree. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drift back again in a different direction. Turn our light out. Okay. Wait him out. On the 3rd time that you scold the dog and praise him back up on a tree, knock the coon out then. And praise him up more, but not as too much to excite him. Now this dog has an understanding to it. Now we can do stay put 102. Now if we have a dog that's still a little loose, we can switch this up with straight reverse psychology. Now we can work with muscle memory And or we can work with physical muscle memory. This is implanting stuff into muscle memory by repetition while the dog is physically performing something. This cuts our training down to a fraction of the time, because if they're performing something, their mind is in a memory, a physical memory implantation state. So we can cut our training down very fast. Now, what I do with Stay Put 102 is I let my young dog tree. When he's treeing, I drift back. First, I get to the tree, I praise him up. I put me a long rope on him, and then I drift back just like before. Now, I wait that dog out. Doesn't matter if it takes 5 minutes or 2 hours. I want to know. If I don't know, I don't know. And I got to know. So this is what I'm going to do. I just drift back, right, and wait him out until he wants to leave. As soon as his nose goes down on the ground, same thing. Get back on that tree. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Coon got it. Praise him up. Let him know that's what you want. Now I go back to the tree. I praise him up there. Good boy, Coon got it. Get on that tree. Talk to it. Now what I'm going to do is something else. Stay Put 102. I hook my leash up to that dog. I drift back to the end of it, and I do not say a word. I don't say anything. I let that dog tree for a minute or two until he's fully committed back to the tree and his mind is off of me. Right then, I immediately leave the tree. I take 3 or 4 steps until that dog starts to walk with me, and as soon as he does, I stop. And I don't say a word. It's important to use the ignoring a dog technique. Don't say a single word. That dog, the last thing that was on that dog's mind was that coon in that tree. So the first thing that's going to happen is he's going to turn around and look. When he turns around and look, you just take him away. He wanted it. We took him away. That's reverse psychology. Stay Put 102. Now, this is what happens. Later that day or the next day, you do it again. And you let him commit to the tree. You drift back. You wait it out just a little bit. Take him off that tree really fast. 2, 3 steps till he comes with you. As soon as he starts coming with you, stop. Don't say a word. He'll turn around and look and bark. Maybe even pull. Take him away. Put him right in the back of a truck. For 15 minutes, don't let him get a drink. Don't let him overheat. But don't let him get a drink. Don't do anything. Let that training set in. If you're working a dog on a coon and you let them get a drink of water, just stand there. You're losing attention. You're actually training a dog not to do what you want. So after this training, we take the dog and we put him right away. So this way it can soak in. Now what we do is we do it again. And we're only going to use a coon in a cage no more than we have to. But I break all those rules too, because it gets results. Now, all the fail safes and all the safety are in. If we don't get results each and every time, or we have a bad fault come from the training's worthless. So all the fail safes are put in. Everything that a dog needs to get. But what we're going to do this 102, okay, is we're going to use this reverse psychology. Now, when we're doing this, we're literally implanting this into physical muscle memory, so it takes way less time. And by using the verbal, we're also training by mental memory, which coon dogs have extraordinarily more than others. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to do that again. We're going to work him on that coon. We're going to drift back, and we're going to take him away. Okay? Stop. He'll turn, and that bark and drag will turn into a drag, a pull, a dying to get back to that tree. Once you have this, you have a stay put dog. And you can do this just in a few days right in your backyard. So it saves time. You can do this with any age dog. It works the same with all of them because it is their language. Now, so they understand it and it sticks with them. Now, I take stay put to a whole nother dimension, but we'll get into that later. But this is the main things I do, is simply that reverse psychology. If my pup's treeing, I'm going to pull him back and make him want to go more before we leave. I take them to all the way stay put, And then I teach them to recut right from the tree. So this way you get the best of both worlds. You say a word, they'll come off the tree. You say another word, and they'll recut right from it. If we have a top coon dog, well, we should only have to say a word, and they do whatever we want. And that's what I do. I connect the English language to dog training. So that way, any dogs with superb mental memory, like coonhound, literally perform the words that you tell them, whether they're in adrenaline mode or not. So let's say, like, one of the normal things we do here that other people don't is, if my dog's shooting a coon out that I've shot dead, if I shoot a coon out to my dog and he's killing it, I can simply say drop. Doesn't matter if my dog's on treeing a bear, doesn't matter if what it is, what kind of game it is. If I say drop and my dog's in adrenaline mode, I say it that loud and they stop. It's over. It's done. Most people in this world do not understand that dogs have this ability, and they do. They can stop their aggression instantly towards their game by just a simple word. But until you take a dog through a little bit of training, you never get this result. When you get this result, you have a whole different dog, and you get to see his intelligence on the outside. Then you know what you got. Now, I do all this stuff for puppies all the way through, so that way we see everything we have before we're putting all sorts of time and love in these dogs. We need to know, is it going to jack the tree? Is it going to chew? Is it aggressive? I own nothing aggressive here. I'm against aggressive dogs so much I went and wrote the book. I don't tolerate it. I don't have it. Dogs can chew on my dogs while they tree, and they'll only tree harder. And that's the truth. Anybody that knows me knows anything I say I can do, I've done it 100 times, or I wouldn't tell anybody. I get the result every time, as long as every time. I get the result every time here in person. I always have for years, 20, 30 years. Anything I want to train a dog to, I get the result for 99.9% of everybody I teach over the phone, as long as they have time to go out and do the training. And I'm always there for them when they do back. We can screen dogs and learn more things about dogs in just a conversation, because everything they do is over food. So we understand how to see into a dog from the outside. Now, let's see here on another question. Give me just a second. Okay. Now, let's see what we got. Accuracy 101. Okay, guys, we're going to go a little accuracy here. Okay. Now, I do accuracy different because that's number 4. Number 4 is what everybody's worried about being the most important, and it's the easiest to get. We have to stay put first. Then we can tell how accurate the dog is. Now, just before I get into that, I want to go over a health tip real quick, okay? This health tip is very important for accuracy. In coonhounds, years ago, I think 2013, the government and PETA literally removed iodized salt and different things from our dog foods. Now, over the years, I've seen a big difference in a lot of our hounds, and I've seen it in nearly every breed of hounds. And this thing here causes a lot of problems. It causes a lot of dogs, a lot of hounds to be put down that never would be, for chewing, for slick treeing, for several things. And what's happening is a lot of our hounds are not losing their baby fur, their undercoat. It is literally building up and building up and building up, but we don't see rust in the dog's coat. This undercoat gets so thick, it's like 4 or 5 wool blankets on some dogs. This causes them to overheat. Now, a lot of people don't understand accuracy all the way. Accuracy is a hormonal game. Dogs use hormones to accurately detect hormones. Excuse me. Now, if per se a dog is all of a sudden just slick treeing, and you notice it's a little warm outside, we've probably got an undercoat. This is just like a buck. When a buck gets in rut, he can't think. Well, when a dog overheats, they can't think. Now, if they overheat too much, they can't pant. So not only can it cause an accuracy, but it can also cause a dog to start chewing or misplaced aggression to form. Because if that dog's a chop mouth dog and his body is used to chop and chop and chop and chopping, and now all of a sudden they're too hot, well, they can't chop no more. But their mouth is still used to doing this action because of muscle memory. So chewing starts. It doesn't take long for a dog to start chewing and always chew the rest of its life, even though it had nothing to do with genetic. Chewing is very little to do with genetic and much more to do with environment. Now, how do we get rid of this? A regular undercoat comb does not work. I have literally taken 3 or 4 wool blankets out of dogs that you couldn't even tell that they had this on. They never shed it from a puppy. All of these dogs were having these problems, okay? And when we use a blade comb, it looks like a kind of like a combine with a little razor between. This actually catches the undercoat and lifts it up and pulls it out of there. And when we get this out of here, your dog can perform better. Not only does it prevent chewing and lots of health issues like this, but if his temperature is regulated, he can tree more coon because he can think through it. Now, what's the thought process? The thought process is the hormones. If his mind is overheating, the thyroid is connected to the pituitary. So if his mind's overheating, he can't produce enough hormones that will allow him to track accurately. And that's how it works. So we get rid of that, we can see all sorts of improvements in just getting rid of that undercoat. I go over my dogs every year, but you wouldn't believe how many coon dogs now and dogs all over still have their baby undercoat. It just never falls out. And I don't know why, but I do know this is something that we really need to address because many, many dogs are being put down, and that's the problem. That's it. It's unreal. Now, those are some accuracy health things there. Oh, hey guys, do you realize when we teach a dog to recut, we're breaking them from teaching treeing kitten coon? That's an accuracy problem in itself. See, our dogs track coon scent over and over and over. That's why so many pups look so dang nice when they're young. They're just tracking coon scent. But here's what's happened. When we break a dog to recut, especially if we're scolding that dog hard, he is learning not to track coon scent. He is learning to track sexual identification markers. These sexual identification markers are what lets him know to only track this track. So it's what lets him know that this coon is Ricky, and this coon is Tintin, and this coon is Sally Sue. That's how they track them individually. Now, when we teach a dog to recut, we're teaching him to find those identification markers, not to just tree overall coon scent. This is why so many Grand Night champions just tap kittens and sows and never tree them and then go on to tree the boar. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I want all the points. I want them all. I want every coon treat, and that's what my dog should do. Kitten, sow, all of them. Now, if all these Grand Night Champion dogs can actually tap them, well, why can't they tree them? They know they're there. They can. But how we teach them to recut teaches them not to commit on that tree because they never hit those markers. So literally, we can do some training in a different aspect, and we can get a different level of accuracy on all coons. Kitten coons, the sow, they can all be treed. This is how you get really high points in the spring. And we'll go over that in a little bit. But guys, what I want to do is I want to go over accuracy 102. Now, this particular thing here, I actually saved the lives of 25 to 30 dogs last year that were slick treeing idiots by just changing the communication that my guys have with their hounds. Now, we got to think of hounds like toddlers. They learn different. We know this. We tell dogs, one-word command: sit, lay, down, walk, heel. Not coon hounds. I use two-word commands with coon hounds and similar words because they're more intelligent. They can decipher syllables, okay? But we have so much mental memory here that we can train these dogs in a fraction of the time. Literally, you can just raise a dog's accuracy by communication. Most people don't know this, but everybody teaches their dogs to be inaccurate. We all do it. I did it. I don't know anybody who does it. And this is how we do it. We take our young dogs to the woods, and here we go, guys. Get ready now, because this is going to change accuracy with anybody's dog that's having problems with accuracy. Doesn't matter what age at all. 11, 12 years old, slick treeing dogs. Never really had a chance. Grand Night champions now. Now, I take accuracy to a whole nother level on razor's edge accuracy. But this is what happens with almost all coon hounds. We take a young dog into the woods, okay? We take that young dog in, he goes in, he gets the coon. We're excited, we're happy. So we tell him, good boy, you did a good job. Even if we don't talk to our dogs, if you talk to your buddy, he'll pick it up. They're smart, way smarter than most people had ever dreamed. And I'm going to prove it. Now, here's what's happening. We praise that dog up, we shoot the coon out. Well, he knows he's right. He got the coon, he got the fur in his mouth. Now we leave, we're happy. He's happy. Now here's what's happened. That same young dog goes in there and he trees and he's slick. So instantly we get upset. One, control your anger. If you're angry and you're training or disciplining out of anger, you're not training, or you're not training effectively. They do not understand this. It's like a toddler. So we go in there and the dog's got a slick. Well, just about everybody, including me, we scold that dog. We take him off the tree. Now, as we're taking that dog off the tree and he's still wanting to tree, we don't want him on the tree, so we scold him harder. Can't get it. Come on, let's go. Or whatever words people say. As he's trying to go to that slick tree more, people are creatures of habit. So they're going to discipline in a certain way. Now they take him over so many yards and they cut him. And they let him go find another one, hopefully, and hopefully he's got it. Excellent training. Okay? Here's where the problem comes in. Because in the first case, he got the coon. He knew he was right. Doesn't matter what age dog. In the second case, he knew he was wrong and he got disciplined. Both those trainings are perfect. Here's where the problem comes in. Now, more often than not, we go to the woods without a gun, or at least some of the time. And even if we have the gun all the time, we can't shoot the coon all the time, or we'll have no coon left. So we go to the woods without intention to shoot the coon. Now, here's what happens. Dog goes in and trees. He's got the coon. We don't have no gun. So what do? Well, we praise the dog up. We tell the dog, good boy, you got it. Either just pat him, talk to him. Some people are boisterous. Doesn't matter. We're going to do something. Most people do something to let him know he's right. Here's what happens. Now that dog's jacked up, he's treeing harder because we praised him up. And then we go to leave. As soon as we go to leave and that young dog doesn't want to come, everybody uses the same words that they do on the slick tree. Come on, can't get it. And they jerk and pull the dog and use the exact same technique they did on the slick tree. Now here's what's happening. That dog doesn't know if he's right or wrong. So we've told him coon got it and praised him up. We haven't shot it down. And then we scold him just like we did on a slick tree. I don't know one person who doesn't do this. I've never met them. And I used to do it every time. Here's what's happening. If we want a dog to sit, we say sit. If we want a dog to lay, we say lay. But if we want a dog to be accurate, we're teaching this dog, we're saying silly, because we're praising him up and then we're scolding him. He doesn't understand it. We were scolding that exact same way for a slick tree. And now we're scolding this exact same way because he just don't want to walk. So with no time, we're going to save dogs' lives. We're going to change their accuracy. We're not going to spend any time doing it. We're just going to change what we do. And this is accuracy 102. And I couldn't tell you how many thousands of dogs I've saved with this, and how many dogs are night champions or grand night champions now just because of this. And I take accuracy to a whole nother level, just a whole nother level. It impresses me. All right, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to change this scenario up. It's just so easy. Dog goes in, got a coon, good boy, coon got it, or whatever you want to say or do. Let him know a word to it. Okay, now once we've got this word to it, we shoot it down. Coon got it. He knows he's right. Now young dog goes in there, same dog, gets a slick, can't get it. Scold him the same way and leave. Cut him. Hopefully he finds another coon. But now here's where we're going to change this. Now when my young dog has a coon, okay, but I don't have a gun, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to praise him up just like I did before. Good boy, coon got it. You got the meat. Good boy. Coon got it. And then when I go to leave the tree, I'm going to keep praising. So I'm just going to keep praising him as I leave the tree. Good boy, you got it. No matter how much he pulls, no matter how much he drags, I don't care. And I have got dragged over in a mud puddle. I don't care. I'm not going to discipline the dog. I'm going to simply pull that young dog or old dog away from that tree saying, Coon got it, you got it, good boy, until I get him 20, 30, 40 yards away from the tree, depending on the dog. And then I'm going to sit there and I'm going to let him calm down and take a break. And then from that point, I'm going to tell him to walk. I'm going to say heel, and then he's got a mind. Now, the dog I trained that way got the best of both worlds. He always knew when he was wrong, and he always knew when he was right, every time. This saves dogs, this changes accuracy because they understand. When we scold a dog for not walking away from the tree, they're just simply thinking that they don't know what they're thinking. They have no idea. So we're never leaving a clear image in their mind. We just got to think it more simple. It's more easy to get amazing results than anybody would ever believe. That's why I do this. This is so simple, it blows people's minds. All the training I do takes a fraction of the time to get results, and it achieves results where nobody else can get them. Where everybody else fails, they call me. And these things I've been doing with my dogs for over 30 years. I didn't even know the world didn't have them. I didn't understand these things because I've always just been able to. So I thought other people could. Well, I've been teaching people now for, oh gosh, over 30 years, all aspects. We do everything from attack dogs, English Mastiffs that'll play red light, green light with toddlers. I've trained dogs to do amazing things, all breeds, all ages, and it all works the same. And a good training system will always work the same. Dog language, they should always understand it. If it's real, it should be level. And then we adjust per dog. So true training to me works on all dogs, all ages, all breeds, because they're all dogs. They all stem from wolves. They all learn like wolves, but they remember. They look at us in the eye for problem-solving information. This is the difference between them and wolves. You can literally judge the intelligence by looking at a puppy's eyes. How much does he look at you? Does he know you're something different than just a figure, or is he looking into you? These things are amazing, and they get amazing results. Everything that I do, guys, everything in that book is puppy prevention. Every dog that comes here goes through pre-train, easy, and drop. And this is why it makes my life easier. Pre-train, easy, and drop trains a dog to train in a different dimension in their language. It also connects words. So that way they respect the words coming out of your mouth every time you say them, whether they're in adrenaline mode or not. This gets you a real and a different pack leadership in dogs than you've ever experienced unless you've ever done it this way. Dogs form social relationships by aggression over food. This is their language. If we feed biscuits, we're not talking their language. Their language, their body, their genetics is meant to eat lean meat treat. When you find a lean meat treat that dog goes crazy for, it's everything. It's the key to every dog, and every dog is different. Now, I'll tell you, ballparks are a good go-to, not hot dogs. It took me longer to discover this than anything else, and it's the only reason why we have dogs in the first place. If we wouldn't have shared lean meat kills with dire wolves, we would not have dogs. Dolphins help men fish, but that's because they get fish. When we use a biscuit or something like that, it's worthless. It's dehydrated for mass storage life and mass production. It doesn't work, and the whole world's using them, and they're worthless. If you take a lean meat treat and give a dog a reward for that, anytime after you've scolded him, okay, just in your yard, never give no treats in the woods. If my dog wants a treat in the woods, he ain't enough coon dog for me. Now, once they get in the woods, that coon is steak, and that's how it should be. But in the yard, just the regular communication, if you do a little training and you give that dog a reward, every time after you tell him no, he will want to please you more, and he will remember to please you more. Now, my system goes in depth to all these things. It's how you train all dogs to train. It's my entire foundation in that book. Child safety isn't just child safety. Child safety is communication. It literally teaches you to talk dog, and it teaches the dog to talk English. We use 2-syllable words because hounds can learn 2-syllable words, and amazingly. As a matter of fact, I use similar words, so that way my hounds have to decipher between the two. When my hound's accurate and he's got it, it's coon got it. Coon got it. When he's slick treat, it's can't get it. Now, in the training world, you're not supposed to use those similar words, but I do all the time because this pushes my dogs to another level. And this level is a true animalistic extension of yourself. What I say my dogs do now. If I say find it, they go. If I say find your own coon, they won't tree with another dog. This is all possible. And the better your blood, the better the results. But I work with mental memory that gets these results as fast as possible. So it is the fastest training with any dog. We do it in steps, because if we do it in steps, we can measure the dog's intelligence and the speed of which he'll train. If a dog does one step this fast, you know he's going to do the next step faster every time, because everything we do is a pre-understanding system. So the next step is only part of the step before, and it's always part of the next step. So we're never training from scratch. The dog always understands what we want. We work from a different safety level, so we can do different things than other people, and I teach children to do these things. But what we have the funnest with isn't breaking stuff. It isn't breaking, jacking, chewing, tree aggression. Those things are for good, deserving dogs that have learned something bad. What we have the most fun with is saving a good dog that's had that problem. When you take a good young dog, let's say that won't start, 15 months old, PKC, super stake registered, and you can turn that dog into a coon dog train its own in 3 to 4 weeks. You can't stop doing what you do. And this is what I teach my guys. Yes, we save dogs, but we save good, deserving dogs, all ages, and only if they deserve it. And what we like to do the most is absolutely starting and finishing dogs. We start dogs in a whole nother dimension to where the dog's never scared of it, the coon. So this way, he wants the coon for first place. Now we also make sure that our dogs are comfortable with the environment. So we take them on some field trips. We do some scent wiring, like I explained. Then we do a little genetic sight chase, which is so they can see the coon. Then we do a thing called a scent box. Now, with those 3 steps and some field trips, almost all of our dogs will start training their own coon inside a month by themselves in the woods. This is absolutely achievable. And it's not only achievable, but we also usually get that dog completely obedience trained in that time too. If it's a normal temperamented dog of coon dog intelligence. Now that's pushing it, guys. That is some of the fastest training I've ever seen any dogs do. And these hounds learn faster than I think almost nobody realizes just how smart they are. I know they're more than qualified to do all of our service dog jobs, and they're much better suited for it. Let's see if I got any other questions. Make sure, guys, you definitely want to use that method on your accuracy every time. And if it wasn't very important, I wouldn't waste your time. But just make sure on your dogs, when you're leaving that tree and you're not shooting it out, praise them up a little bit. Now, you ain't got to do it forever, but especially on young dogs or any dog that's having an issue, okay? Now, let's get into a different question. You're welcome, Nathan. And definitely give me a call, and we'll get that completely taken care of. And I've got several other techniques. Holy mackerel. I do stay put to a whole nother dimension. It's everything to me. If I didn't have it, I could not hunt. And I'm hunting. So I just invent what I need. All the techniques we use are survival of the fittest. It all works with dog language. I use the pinch chain because it is mommy's teeth. I use a lean meat treat because it mimics mommy's milk. Every dog I train has already been pre-trained by their mommy. Even if it's bottle fed, when it's nipped, the bottle's been taken away and they haven't got fed. So it works with every dog. It is their language. Now, when we use their language to train in these steps like this, it's simple and it's easy because it's super easy. It's easy to understand. It's simple to do. Takes a little time, but the dog remembers it. He respects it. Altogether different. You'll see in there all the want marrying techniques. These are the most important techniques. I never disciplined over the bond I have created will allow. If I do, I lose want to please. Losing want to please is losing want to hunt, if that's what we want them to do. So I do a different combination, and it's amazing. Literally, my dogs want to be disciplined. They want direction. It's crazy. I didn't even know what I was doing. But literally, my dogs don't mind being disciplined, and I can discipline them with the word in adrenaline mode, and they respect it. Now, it's all in there. It's in the system. So when you take a dog through this system, they simply don't mind being disciplined. Everything we do works on dog language so they understand it. When your dog understands it, you get to know how smart your dog and how fast they learn. The want marrying techniques do this. I push attention spans. I don't never train a dog for 5 minutes and give up because the dog still wants to do it. No, that'd take too long to train a dog like that. So I break all the rules. I train my dogs until they don't want to train no more. Where everybody else gets scared and the other dogs hit the wall and don't want to do it no more, I don't have no fears. I'm just part dog. So what I do when I'm working a dog with anything, say sit down, lay down, load on a bench, whatever it is, doesn't matter. I train my dog until it does not want to do it anymore. When it doesn't want to do it anymore, it hits that wall, I use my ignoring a dog technique. We stop. I don't scold the dog. I don't get frustrated. I let the dog have a brain fart. We walk over here, we sit down, and I just stand there, ignoring the dog, not talking to him, not doing anything, looking the other way, no eye contact. This body language lets him know that we're done. As soon as he starts acting normal again and he's ready, to go about his daily thing. We go right back over there and I make him do it one more time. And they'll do it real quick. As long as you give them 3 to 4 minutes, they're acting normally. You go back over there and they will do it again. You just have them do it real quick. And then we use end of the day finishing technique. We praise that dog up like it's the end of the world, like it's the best day he's ever done. And then we put him up for a while. Now, those want marrying techniques right there are huge because you get the dog out the next day and it's done. He'll do it. Why? Because he himself wants to. Now, unless a dog truly wants to do something, we can't measure its intelligence because we don't know how bullheaded it is. When the dog wants to perform the command, they do it quick. Now, here's the key. Everybody else disciplines their dog into repetition over and over and over. Dogs that are disciplined into repetition perform it from muscle memory. That doesn't mean that they want to perform it. They just do. That's militarized. You cannot discipline any living thing into performing at perfection. If you want it to perform at perfection, it has to want it as much as you want it. Now, when we flip these want marrying techniques up and a dog wants it just as much as you, he learns in a fraction of the time. It's like some dogs, it's from about 1/6 to 1/10 of the time. This training takes a dog that takes 3 to 6 months to teach to load. There's many of them, guys, at 6 years old that don't load. And that's fine if that's what we want. But if we're older and our dog needs to load, then it should take less than 10 minutes. Because if your dog wants to jump up in that truck every time, it'll take him less than 10 minutes to learn it. All dogs, as long as they're big enough to jump, 6-month-old dog can clear 6 foot. So 6-month-old dog can jump up in your truck easily, even if it's got a 3-inch lift, if he himself wants to, or she. Now, when we change this up on these dogs, it's everything. It's speed training. We can work with dogs from any temperament. See, shyness and aggression is always looked at as opposite things, but they're not. Shyness is just aggression's other end. See, it's all the same language. So if in that book I put one and not the other, we don't have real dog language. We have to know both. If we know both, we can always see the dog from the inside out. They don't have to act shy, their behaviors. So if a dog's more forward, he'll lean over his food sooner. These are triggers. And in these triggers, you'll learn in the book. And as we go on, we're going to keep on teaching people that everything that's in that book is about about 3 hairs worth of knowledge in comparison to all the hairs on the dogs and everything that we do here, everything that me and my son know and my guys know. That book, Foundation, has got magic in it. It will save you time. I take every dog through pre-train, easy and drop, every house dog, every dog, because it's and child safety. This way I know. Now, I do this because they're dogs that kill. Now, how can you have a dog that kills and then take that little kid hunting with you? Well, if he gets too close to the tree and this and that, you got all this. Well, we can't. And then if we're out there disciplining our dogs and whooping them and beating them and stuff, well, we can't. So this book changes everything. So that way we don't have to whoop and beat dogs. We don't got to switch them. No, we just got to say a word. And the dog respects it? Oh my gosh. Now, what, he does it? Well, what? You mean you could stick your hand right in the dog's mouth while it's trying to kill something and it won't bite you if you don't want it to? Now, I do stuff like that, guys. And I don't suggest anybody else does, but you'll see it in the video. But when I get an unmatched level of safety like this, and I do it with my pups, it takes no time. I do it right while I'm spending time with my dogs regularly. Once you get this, you can take all kids hunting. It doesn't matter if they stumble and fall, they're safe. And that's the key. That's the key to growing our sports, all of our hunting sports, when it comes to dogs, is getting children in there. This protects our gun rights. This protects everything. It's the future of our sport. And up here, kids don't go. Well, it's too abusive, but it doesn't have to be. It can all be done different. I do it every day. And every time children come here, they hunt. As a matter of fact, 2 years ago, 3 of the young boys that were young men, or not that young so more anymore, I guess, that were in the final 4 of the World Hunt, I taught. We teach anybody who wants to know. And that book is a good guide so that way I can teach people. We have several different goals here. I want to see coonhound rescue shelters doing just like we do, where we rehabilitate dogs to hunt and tree. If those dogs don't make coon dogs, well, then they can do C&I jobs, all sorts of service jobs. They have better noses for it. And once you get through that bullheadedness, they train in a fraction of the time. I trained Jeff Tomley's black and tan to sit down, lay down, upset, right side, left side, heel, change sides, right side, left side, hold steak on his nose, throw it up and catch it, just for fun. Sit, stay, come, stay, all in 15 minutes. Scary thing was, 8 days later, I never done nothing with him. He done it again. That's all mental memory. That dog did that out of want to please and mental memory. I put no physical repetitions in his muscles. This is thought to be impossible, unbelievable in the dog world. They're opportunistic. Muscle memory, repetition, 3 months to get a bird dog to whoa, where you say whoa and they hold their leg up. Took me 4 days and I obedience trained her all the way through. You break through this want to please to where they want what you want, it's a game changer. And it's a huge game changer. Let's see here what we got. And I talk a lot, sorry. But it is amazing at what these hounds can do. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind. It takes the average human being 250,000 molecules per square inch to identify a scent. It takes the average dog of all breeds 6. A hot-nosed walker, probably 3 or 4. Some of our cold-nosed dogs, a fraction of a molecule per square inch. They are better suited for the jobs at hand. Just nobody realized that the bullheadedness that they attribute, the bullheadedness that they have, makes people think that you just can't train that dog. That's not true. The bullheadedness that these dogs have is simple mental memory. They know how to get out of doing what it is you want them to do. And they know how to get out of it quick because they can remember. And I'll prove it to you. So let's say you take a lab and teach it to load up. Get a run start, have it jump, right? Take it back, get a run start, get it to jump in. Now you take it back, you get a run and start, and it goes under the tailgate. So you turn around, you go all the way back, you get a run start, it'll jump in. That's not how coon dogs do it. That's how labs and other dogs do. Here's what's happens if you do it with a coon dog. If you do it with a coon dog, you'll get that run start, he'll jump in. Take him back, get that run and start, he's learning, you go back. Like a velociraptor. You go back, get that start, and he goes under the tailgate. Now you done messed up. Because when we turn around, we go back to get that run and start again, that coon hound will go under the tailgate 4 more times. This is why it takes so long to train most coon dogs how to jump up. They don't want to. So they'll go under the tailgate again. You turn around, you go back, get a run and start, and he'll go up in. Turn around, go back, and he'll go under the tailgate. Well, he's remembering right then, instantly, that he doesn't have to. You will walk back, and he got out of doing it. That restart, they remember. Now, this is what happens to effectively change that mental memory. Get him a run and start. Throw him up in. Turn around, get him a run and start. If they go underneath the tailgate, don't get a run and start. Simply pick the dog up and put him in the truck every time. In just a few minutes, he'll jump every time because he thought he had to anyways. But they get out of doing so many things. They're not expected to do what other breeds do because they're smarter. They fooled us, guys. And I'm here to tell you, These are the smartest dogs on the face of the earth. I could be training any breed of dog I have. I stay in coon dogs because other dogs can't please me. They can't learn enough. And oh my gosh, does this get fun? This gets fun. All right. Let's see. Tom Miguel, he said that works for accuracy. He's seen it. Yes, sir, it does. I wouldn't waste anybody's time. I do this because my hound saved me. He would bark when I'd have seizures, and I'm still here today because of that dog. He's what let me discover just how smart these dogs are. It's unreal. I got 3 of them inside, and they're completely obedience trained. I have a female in heat and 3 males inside, and I don't have a problem at all. It's all different. You don't have to have these issues. You can have 5 males if you want. But you got to talk their language. Now let's see here. See here what we got. And as we go on, guys, we are definitely going to be teaching some obedience training and all sorts of stuff ahead of the next books. So this book here is the complete foundation to everything I do. Once you know that, I can teach you how to obedience train a dog in 15 minutes, say, just right on here. I can teach you how to do hundreds of things because you have the foundation, and everything I do works just like in the book. So it's just an extension of the next. So it gets easier, snowballs. It gets fun, really fun. And then all of my guys put on shows. Anybody that wants to obedience train, they take their dogs and set them up at the club and do hand signals, sign language. They have a ball with this. This simply makes kids look and want to be part of it. When we take dogs to a different level, it brings children to it because it brings awe. And there's so many young men in coon hunting that tell me all the time how it changed their life, how it kept them out of bars and doing stuff wrong, young men and women. And we need to see more women in this sport. My daughters all coon hunt, and they're hard to beat. And guys, most of your wives, when they're giving you comments, listen to them. I've had a lot of coon hunters' wives know exactly what to do on things that we just simply put too much reason to. So remember, if the dog doesn't understand it, it's not very good. If it's going to work, it will make common sense. If it doesn't make common sense, throw it out. Now listen, learn. We all got to learn constantly. Life is learning. But if you're working with a dog and somebody gives you advice and it just doesn't make common sense, don't use it. They only understand common sense. Think of them like a toddler. How would I do it with my toddler? And put steps into it. If you put steps into it, you can do anything. Now, I see here from Blue Ticker, how do you stop a dog from chewing on a tree? All right. Now, give me 1 second here, guys. Gotta quit chewing. That's a good question, Blue Ticker. I really like that question because chewing, which I was explaining a little bit more about muscle memory, is more of a fault that's not genetic. Think of it like this. Ain't many dogs want to eat wood. Now, we see some that we think do, okay? And, oh, don't get me wrong now. Everything that we got can be caused genetic. Absolutely. But it's just not as common a problem. The genetic isn't causing the problem as much as we would think. Not near as much as we think. But I definitely do check my pups for chewing genetically as soon as they start treeing. I want them to know that they have a distinguishing between food and bark. I'll get into that probably next weekend. We'll do a whole bunch of puppy starting stuff. Oh my, yeah. Next weekend we'll go through some really good puppy starting stuff, because I know down south they're all really getting geared up and stuff. And I've got some puppy starting stuff that will just blow your minds, get results. I've had one puppy that I couldn't start. I've had three of all the coonhounds I've had three. Two that didn't make it, I got both those back. One made a granite champion, one made a good coon dog, and one that I couldn't start at all, had a lot of show blood and just didn't have no hunt in her. And that was a shame too, because she was a really nice dog. But it happens. We do got to call, guys. Sometimes, sometimes we got to call. We got to breed for better at all times. But when it comes to puppy starting, we get results that's unreal, because we use real wild techniques. Now, for chewing here, okay, chewing's a good one. Now, first though, what we're going to do is I'm going to explain the health issues, because most dogs would never chew unless a couple things happen. Okay, the number one cause for chewing is overheating. The number two cause is ear problems. Now, most of us know ear problems cause chewing, but a lot of us don't know about overheating. Either one of these conditions can make a dog stop barking. If their ears hurt too bad, then they can't bark. Now, again, most of your dogs that end up chewing are not ball-mouthed tree dogs. Ball-mouthed tree dogs push more air. So they're always cooling themselves down more, but they're not as classy. And I like a chop-mouthed tree dog. And a chop-mouthed tree dog that times himself can cool down quicker than even a ball-mouthed dog, okay? But here's what's happened. Ear problems or overheating causes that dog to overheat. Now, and undercoat that's not detected, that baby coat that's not detected, that can cause that overheating. But what happens is a dog doesn't sweat. They don't sweat. They have to pant to regulate their temperature, okay? So if a dog is treeing and he's overheating, he can't bark. He has to pant and push more air. He can't strum his vocal cords enough to regulate his temperature. So as soon as he overheats, if his mouth is used to doing this and it's in muscle memory, he's still going to do this, but he can't make the noise. So he's going to, not all, but their outlet, and this is misplaced aggression, their outlet is to bite that tree, is to bite that bark, because they can't bark. So you get chewing right away. Now, here's something that happens. Most dogs that start chewing learn it from the first night or two and do it for the rest of their lives. Because here's what happens. Usually they'll get hunted a couple times and it'll happen, and it gets set into muscle memory quick. We breed these dogs for mental memory, for physical memory. They learn twice as fast as other dogs, as monkey see, monkey do. We keep in touch with our dogs. We follow them. So we know more about them. We breed for better because simply we keep their results. We're not breeding to sell them. We're breeding to keep them in mass scale. So these dogs learn quick. Now, when it comes to chewing, if a dog overheats, okay, and he starts chewing, well, at the next tree, he'll probably chew a little bit more. But what happens is a little bit later in life, if he starts to get warm, he's going to revert right to that because it's already implanted. It's in his muscle memory because chopping especially is already in his muscle memory. So it's a good go-to. It's just misplaced aggression. It's no different than if somebody comes home mad from school and the kid comes home and he's all upset because somebody bullied him at school and he takes it out on his sister, or the sister takes it out on the brother. That's misplaced aggression. And so is chewing. All faults that dogs have are misplaced aggression or lack thereof. It's either shyness or aggressive behavior. That is their language. So it's going to fall somewhere in between there. Okay. If we have a little bit different understanding, we can see it for what it is. All of it, like the hand in front of our face. And when we see this, then we know exactly what to do with it. Okay. Now, one, we got to make sure that that chewing isn't coming from a health problem. Okay. Even thyroid, low thyroid can cause chewing too, because the first thing that low thyroid causes is shyness or aggressive behaviors. Remember, aggression, dogs form social relationships by aggression over food. So if they're having health issues, you should see, or will see eventually, if the health issue stays too long, shyness or aggression, or one of the two, or some form of it. Now, when our dog's chewing right at the tree and we see this, okay, he's already in adrenaline mode. He's already chewing. Now, even if this just happens right in front of us, we don't want this to keep going on, okay? So the best thing to do in that situation is stop. Don't scold, don't whip, don't beat. He's in adrenaline mode. A good, greater adrenalic dog is going to just simply tree harder because he's expecting pain, okay? So what we do is we just take that dog off the leash and we take him back. And what we're going to do is we're going to do pre-train, easy, and drop. We're going to do 3 steps in the yard, so that way he respects the words coming out of our mouth. He knows no, and he knows yes. Okay. Now, when he knows this and he respects them in adrenaline, we can do anything. So now we've checked the health problems and removed them. We know he's not overheating. We know he's not got ear problems. Okay. We get set one up. Set one right in the tree on a nice warm day. As soon as he overheats, he's going to start chewing. Set him up right in your backyard so that way he can't get away with it. He's been through pre-train, easy, and drop. Get up there to the tree, praise him up, drift back, long rope and pinch chain on. Drift back. When that dog's teeth hits that tree, easy, and give him a pinch. He'll come down off the tree and look at you. Tilt your eyes away and then say, get on that tree, or whatever you say to encourage him to tree. He gets back up on a tree, go up, praise him up. Drift back a different direction. When his teeth, wait him out. When he starts to get warm, his teeth will touch it again. When they do, give him a pinch. Come up, praise him up for treeing. Let him know it's okay to tree. Now what's happening here is the dog is actually learning that he's getting disciplined for chewing, not for treeing. And then he understands. So then you just drift back and let him know he's not allowed it. Now, why do we say easy? Because easy teaches them that their teeth is never allowed to touch our skin. Now, if I could teach any dog that their teeth is never allowed to touch our skin, well, then I could transfer that right to the tree. And then their teeth will never touch the tree either. Just like in the videos, guys, that's how it goes. They understand this. It is their language. So it gets results faster. Now, the older a dog is and the longer he's got away with it, the longer it's going to take because it's going to be set in muscle memory. Okay? But the result in the training is all the same. And then anything you do with this, so once you read chewing, breaking, rehabilitation, once you read it, it all is the same for pups. It's just if a pup does it, you understand it because you know how to break it. So when you understand what causes, and this is that, and you understand how to break it, when it happens with a puppy, you just do it right then. So then your puppy's already been through pre-train, easy, and drop, or some kind of training where you discipline over food. So that way he knows a no and a yes. And then you just take it to the tree. If he does it in the woods, you just tell him, and okay, he understands this. When he understands this, it's everything. He knows what he's allowed to do and not. Now, after you finish pre-train and drop, you become a true pack leader of your dog. A pack leader doesn't have to be standing right beside the tree. Subordinate males cover their pack leaders, whether they're there or not. They back them up. So let's say you have a rogue male come in. Even lions, wolves, it's all the same. Rogue animal comes in, the pack leader don't go, okay, well, I'm just going to try to whip this one. They all chase the rogue out. That means that the subordinate male still has a pack leader's back, whether he's there or not. It's not just for himself. It's a different mentality, okay? This group mentality, when we look into it deeply, it tells us what our dogs do. In When we understand this, if we become a real pack leader to where that dog really respects it, he respects it whether it's in the yards or it's in the woods. When you have this respect, you don't have to be there. The dog literally respects and wants to do what it is you tell him to do. Now, if we got a dog that's got away with it for a long time, then we got to take him through the steps a little slower, and it's going to take a little longer to get out the muscle memory. But the result's the same because they understand it. When your dog wants to not chew, that's when he won't. If your dog wants to chew, then he's going to chew. He knows you're not there. If you're a pack leader in that dog's mind and he himself doesn't want to chew, you always get your points. You're never getting shut out. The two never gets me, ever. I'll take a ball mouth dog and turn it chopped if I want. And that's just doing training through adrenaline. See, guys, I train through adrenaline. This is altogether different. Training through adrenaline gets you an extreme athlete in dogs, and the whole world doesn't hardly know this is possible. So we're starting this up right here on UKC, which is my favorite registry. And we're starting this right up here on Coon Dogs. We're going to let people know just what these dogs are capable of. I prove it every day. We're going to take this to a whole nother level and don't want to change anything. Love the sport exactly the way it is. The only thing I want to change is the communication tools that we have with our dogs. So this way the whole world can see the magic that I see every day. Let's check and see if there's one more question, guys, and then I'm going to get off for a little bit. We'll be back on tomorrow, or excuse me, next Sunday, and we'll be going over some different stuff. I'd like to see this grow into, we will see this grow into something amazing. I've got people doing obedience training with dogs now. Some people that are 80 years old and will be able to hunt for the first time in years because they've obedience trained their dogs right in their yard. I've got all the rules in, so we never cause any problems. I work tracking experience and depth on the way into the woods, wind and experience, and healing on the way out of the woods. We lose no depth, but we get superb obedience. Coonhounds are service dogs. So I change no direction and I need no leash. I should say this, I need no leash and I never change direction. Wherever I go, my dog goes around me. If I say left side, he comes on the left. If I say right, he goes on the right. If I say back, he goes behind me so I can go single file. Ahead, he'll go in front of me. If I say hurry up, he'll pull me uphill. Now, these things allow me to hunt as a disabled man. And also, like when I tell my dog to come from the woods, I'll leave my dog at the woods if I need to walk through muddy field. He just sit there. And once I get back to the truck, I'll tell him, come on. And he'll come. If I want him to stop, I just tell him, put my hand up. Shine the light on it, and he'll stop. Once or 100 times. Whatever I say, my dogs do. This brings a whole nother level to long-range obedience. This is like obedience on steroids, where your dog does exactly what you want it to do, whether you're there or not, whether he's 500 yards or a mile and a half away. This is an animalistic extension of yourself. And when you experience it, there's no going back. It gets fun, it gets addictive, and it only gets better. Better and better and better. I've got stuff for every aspect of the sport. I've got stuff for every aspect of all dog training, all breeds, all ages. I train them all. If your training is real, then it should train all. And mine does. Let's see if we got one more question here, guys. You're welcome, Nathan. And definitely give me a call. We're going to take that stay put to a whole nother level. Boy, that's my pet peeve. They got to stay. They really do. And not using that leash like that makes that mechanism. And it works in old dogs and young dogs, but it makes you focus on what you need. And then from there, we've got that reverse psychology part. And then from there, man, even razor's edge accuracy. When my dog's grand night champion quality or night champion quality, I find scent train. Everybody else stops. I break out a rope bag and a coon in a tree line, and I teach my dogs to do what a squirrel dog does. A squirrel dog tracks and trees a coon. A squirrel, sorry. And a good one checks it out good, and he's got the meat. But what happens is when that squirrel jumps tree, squirrel dog watches it with his eyes. And then he goes under the right tree. I teach all my hounds and all my guys razor's edge accuracy, which teaches They're coon dogs to do the same thing a squirrel dog does, but with its nose. Now, no, the coon aren't jumping trees, but what happens is my hounds don't just tree because that's where the scent went up. They literally go around the tree with their legs up on the hind end and wind for the body of the coon. If the tree's already crossed, they go to that tree and they tree under it. This is razor's edge accuracy. Now, when they believe their nose like this, it's the same as they're looking at the coon on the side of the tree. You get stay put unreal because they know it's there. They see it with their nose. Now, I just do 3 steps that sets all this up. I do scent wiring like wolves do. I do genetic sight chase like mommy does, like wolves do when they're getting a kill and the puppies come up. They take off running and don't let the puppies have any of it. Same thing. That raises want. Raising want raises depth and raises drive to survive. That's why mommy does it. She ain't just doing it to eat. She's teaching her pups a survival of the fittest technique. And then we go to scent box, which teaches my dogs to do what vets do. They sleep with one eye open. My dad's never asleep. He's always awake. Well, dogs have 7 scent layers, okay? They can smell 7 different things at the same time. If a dog gets sprayed in the mouth by a skunk, he has the ability to go track a coon right now. I've tested it. It's real. I've seen it, and I've known it's real for a long time. But what I do is I use a scent box. After genetic sight chase, then I get a fear strike on scent alone. When I get this fear strike, it's filling up a layer, a scent layer, permanently. Now, when we have a dog that rigs, that's what's happened. They filled up a scent layer to where if it goes off, they rig. And a dog that rigs is scent aggressive to where he's vocal. He's aggressive towards the scent to where he'll open up and bark on it. If they're going to bark on a track, that's aggression. It takes aggression to bark on a track. It takes aggression to tree a coon. It takes aggression to hunt. It all stems from aggression. The level of it depends on now, the level of aggression in all other breeds runs per breed, okay, but not in hounds. In hounds, it runs per line. And there's people that breed for all different levels of aggression in hounds. But when this happens, we have to look at each line as an individual breed, okay? And in doing so, we can get a world of information. But when we get this information, there's just all sorts of stuff that we can do with it. Lost my train of thought there for a second, but let's see if we got another question here. Thanks, Mandy. That they do. It's common sense, and I know I get to talking about other things, but as things go, you guys will start to understand these things, and they'll make more sense. We've got just all sorts of stuff, but on that scent box, okay, I'm trying to think just how to explain this. It's so much easier than most people think. I do a little bit of everything, okay? I don't like my dogs to see a coon no more than they need to, but at the same time, I need them to believe their nose as much as they believe their eyes. So I use sight in that manner. We do scent wiring, just like mommy does. We do genetic sight chase, just like wild wolves do. Then we go to this scent box. When we go to the scent box, we get that fear strike. And like I was saying, that's what teaches dogs to rig, is scent aggression. Now, what I'm doing with that scent box is I'm raising scent aggression and filling up a scent layer. So that way my hounds hunt like wolves. Wolves don't just wake up and go hunt. If they did, they'd starve to death. Wolves are always hunting. They're opportunistic. Coyotes, all of them. If they're asleep and their dinner comes by, they smell it, they wake up, and they go eat it. This is because of that scent layering. They fill up as many scent layers as they can with the ample game that's around them, and they can even jog them around. This is a survival technique that I use. Now, I use that scent box in a fear strike, controlled, so that way I can teach a dog winding accuracy. Now, I don't take it with my dogs all the way to rigging, but you can. It's the same training. So you can teach a dog to rig in a week or two, or you can use it partially to get that dog to be more scent aggressive. Once you get these things done, you can go to razor's edge accuracy. That's it. Okay. Then I take my pups through this razor's edge accuracy, and this teaches them to tree like a squirrel dog does under the body of the coon, but with their nose. Now, everybody else stops. I hunt my dogs, hunt my dogs, hunt my dogs. They're night champion quality. Everybody else stops. That's where the real fun begins. Well, what I do is I take my night champion quality dog back through razor's edge accuracy. Now he has a whole different understanding of accuracy. Now he's a year and a half old. He's night champion quality, and he knows the game. Well, that's not when it's time to stop and just keep hunting them. So I break me out a rope bag and a tree line. And what I do with this tree line is I set up the environment so my dog can be off the leash and stay in it. And I'll have to go over this in depth one day, but as we use this tree line, the dog learns to only tree where the body of the coon is, not the scent everywhere else. Now, he's already a coon dog, so you never lose anything. It's already set into track and tree and all this stuff. So what happens from there is the track gets him there, but he don't tree where the scent went up. He trees where the body is. And how does he stay? Like he's seeing it with his eyes, because he is. He's seeing it and he believes his nose. So you get razor's edge accuracy and you get stay put beyond most people's belief. If my dog's tree on a telephone pole and there's no coon there, check the wire, because it'll be there, or they don't tree. And it gets really fun like this, guys. It really brings another dimension to it. Let's see if we got any more questions here. And then we'll see what we can do. High NM personal training. If you used to have a dog, you ought to get another one. I have something here for everybody, guys. It doesn't matter if you're 40 years old and train dogs professionally. The last person that I started teaching trained dogs for 40 years professionally. When he got to step 2, he told me he learned more about dogs by reading my Want Marion techniques and getting to step 2 than he'd learned in 40 years of training. I teach people in college. I teach people all over the United States, Canada, and Alaska, even Hawaii. I teach people that now train for a living, pet dogs, hunting dogs, all types of hunting dogs, rabbit dogs, bird dogs, bear dogs, beagle dogs, basset hounds, you name it, we can train it. The system works the same for all game. It works the same for all dogs. And it really works. That's the key. But, yep, I have something here for all ages, all walks of life, and we get results. That's all we care about. We care about bettering that dog's life with results and bettering the lives of all the dogs you guys have in the future. And then I want you guys having the best dogs. I am amazingly competitive when it comes to dogs, and I want my guys to be able to do everything that I can do. And that's what I teach. If my guys ask me a question, I answer it. If they ask me a question about their pet dog, I answer it. If they ask me a question about their neighbor's dog, I answer it. If they need anything, I answer it. If they ask me a question about health, I answer it. Everything that I know, everything that's in that book, I fully believe every dog owner should know, because it's huge. It lets you train in a whole nother dimension. This whole dog training world will change and it'll grow rapidly, because you can't get results with this with dogs any way other. You can't get them faster. They're clicker training dogs to break aggression now. And that's sound desensitization. That's like 3 paragraphs in my book. And they're doing seminars with this. So guys, anybody that's interested in learning and training dogs for a living, learn all you can. There are tens of millions of customers out there. And right now, you got to go to obedience class for 2 months to teach your dog to sit down, lay down, and be well with other dogs. I teach people how to do that in less than a week. All obedience. It takes the average dog about 15 minutes to learn all obedience, the foundation of it. And then we just go add from there, and every dog's a little different. But this doesn't take time. This takes so little time. Most people, every time they see my dogs, oh, that takes so much time. Oh, he's got a lot of time. No, I'm disabled. I got hardly no tendon. I have horrible health, asthma, seizures, diabetes. I train fast because I have little time. So I made this system to be an equalizer for me and anybody that wants to train dogs to a different level. Guys, I'm going to call it here. Let's check out one more question here. Hey, it's Jeff. Heck yeah, Jeff and Cal. Hey, Jeff, I'm glad to see you tuned in. Heck yeah. Yeah, I can't wait till we get Cal finished out. That's what I was talking to you earlier today. We need to get on that razor's edge accuracy. It's amazing. Guys, with that razor's edge accuracy, I'm going to teach that on here for free to all my guys, okay? I got so much to teach, I can't write it all down. Now, with that razor's edge accuracy, okay, you can get 3 months worth of experience in 3 days with any young dog because we're controlling the environment, which allows us to train with our dog off leash. And we know where he's going to be and what he's going to do. Now, when we have these things all put in so that we can do it, our dog gets a different understanding really quick. And oh my gosh, yes, definitely, Jeff, we're going to have to get Cal through that, and it'll make all the difference. It'll make all the difference in the world. And then actually, I even do that in different forms of that razor's edge accuracy for split treeing, confidence treeing, just confidence building and everything. Another dog's treed, we can do anyway. So right in our backyard and in the woods, either or, doesn't matter. I can literally teach my dogs not to tree with another dog if that's what I want. Or I could teach them to tree with my dogs if that's what I want. When we get this understanding, the dogs literally want to do what you want. Now, we still breed for everything. We have to breed for everything so that way we can better. But we breed for everything, and we add this communication here at Bad Boys Blue Kennel, and then we get a whole different dog. Now, everything I do, everything in that book, guys, is test training, okay? So everything that we do, test the dog for what we're training it to do, for genetics. It allows us to see inside the genetics of our young dogs. It allows us to look deeply inside them like they're an individual, and that's the key. Dog behaviors, okay, and dog science is per breed and per dog and per dog. Well, that's not good. People, every living thing is so different. It doesn't matter if you're brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter if you're cousins. It doesn't matter. Every living thing is a whole different color. Thanks, Greg. Greg Herring taught me some of this on breeding. But all pups are so different. Yes, they're similar, and we look for these similar dominant traits. But if we change this to where we look at every dog as an individual, we get speed training because we get to see inside that individual dog. Now, how do we do this? Pay treat again, guys. Everything dogs do is over food, a lean meat treat. So when you guys are using that book and you're checking into it, watch your dog's body, not just their tail, not just their head. Watch their body, watch their leg positioning. And as we get into this, and in that book, we'll get into more and more and more stuff. We're also going to be doing some obedience training. And Jeff, I'd like to see you do that with Cal. Now, I don't suggest that anybody brings their coon dogs inside, but I love mine inside. They're better house pets. They're better guard dogs. They're 3 times louder. One coon dog is like having a piece of Fort Knox. You get a good old coonhound sound off and all your stuff safe, guys. And most of them so gentle, they never hurt anything anyways. It's just the noise. But they can be taught to attack people. They can be taught to do anything any service dog can. Absolutely. I'm working on this now, and we're going to get it done. I want search and rescue dogs and attack coon dogs. I know they can do a better job, and we're going to start putting all these things that I do in my dogs. I fully believe, I know for a fact, that all good lines of coon dogs can blow the records. We're going to be looking at breaking Guinness Book World Records. With my training system. Right now, I can look at a record. I can tell exactly what breed of dog it takes, and what training it'll take to do it. I don't see any records that I can't break. Especially, guys, this is mainly for you because I do have physical issues. So I want my guys to take this on way beyond. Eddie Rainey is already inventing stay put techniques. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you guys yet because it's so new. But he's got stay put techniques where in 15 minutes he's locking dogs down for the rest of their life. I'm talking die hard tree dogs that you can't pry from the tree unless you want them to find another coon. This is amazing. All over, my guys are inventing new stuff and doing new things because it's not hard. Once you understand this, if you need something different, you just use a different extension of the training and you get the result. If the dog's not getting it, you just break it down into another step. That's it. Let me get some fingers in here. So with my training, if the dog's not understanding it, you just split it in half and do half of it, whatever it is. And the dog always has it. This is how people are inventing stuff. And we'll be looking at getting into long-range telemetry now that we have a way to get dogs to respect different words and similar syllable words. Literally, we can use long range. We have whole new competitions here, guys. This is whole new competitions. This is a whole new game. The game I play and my guys play with these dogs is a whole different playing field. I could tell my dog to do something 5 miles away, and if he could hear the word, he'll do it. This is astronomically huge. It's a game changer. It is absolutely a game changer. This is a bomb dog that doesn't have to have an officer with him. This is real. This is what I do. Anything you can imagine a dog doing, I can teach you how to do it. And if I haven't done it before, we'll just invent it. We just put it down into steps. Dogs have evolved now to a different level. And I'm telling you what, 212 or 220 is the record for dogs are supposed to learn in commands. I've taught many, many coon dogs way more than that. Personal ones. I didn't know that there was limitations on this stuff. I have literally seen coon dogs that know every syllable, one syllable word. I mean, nearly all of them. You say door and the dog will go to the door. You say fridge and the dog will go to the fridge. All of them. It's unreal. I train differently now because of coon hounds, because of their intelligence. But yeah, I definitely like to see Cal get some high-end obedience. Josh didn't hear today, but he has some amazingly high-end obedience trained house dogs, 2 red bones, and they're amazingly trained. All of our guys, we're all good people. We all look to better the sport. You can ask any question. You'll always get a true answer, not jokes or put your dog down. If there's a real answer for it, that's what you'll get here. All questions are welcomed and all questions are wanted. There's no question too small, no question too big. As we go, guys, I'll be able to answer the bigger questions. I have not been asked a question in the last 20 years of any kind of dog that I didn't know, truly know the real answer to. Now, this isn't knowing the answer by, okay, this is just how I do it. This is knowing the answer and how it really works with genetics, with breeding, with training, how the dog functions, how he perceives or she perceives what it is we're trying to do. And why are they doing the things they're doing? Why won't a dog bark up a tree? Why won't a dog run a track? All of it. And we're going to get some answers here. And then anybody who wants to take their dogs on farther with obedience, that's what this channel's designed for. Hunting first. Everything's about hunting. Hunting first. But anything we do here that gets a whole nother eye on these dogs, that's what I'm for, and I'll help all I can. If you guys are interested in training dogs for a living, keep tuned in. We'll have as much information as I can get on here for you, and there will be more stuff and more stuff. The website will be having some clothing lines on it. There'll be more training information on there, and as we get new things rode up, all my guys will get the first chance at it. And yeah, we're going to be doing some youth fundraisers, so I'm going to be carving some gun stocks and knives and donating them to raise money for for youth programs for coon hunting. But definitely I'll do fundraisers for any kind of medical bills and or hunting clubs, building improvements, but it's all geared towards children, getting children into this sport. Kids are running around today in the woods looking for Pokemon on their phone. Give that kid a dog that can tree a coon, not the pup that needs all the legs walked off of it. Give that kid a dog that can tree a coon and watch a real adventure light up in his eyes. Do it gently and he'll hunt forever. And that's the main focus of everything I do, guys, is protect our hunting rights with our children by making hunting a safe, enjoyable thing for them that they can participate in more. They need to go out here and train these dogs. If you put time into a dog, you'll put more time into all life. And that's what it's about. It's about seeing what potential is in these dogs and getting it out. And when we do, look out. I'm telling you what, guys, they're all over. These dogs are bred to magnificence. They're so smart, we didn't even know it. I didn't know it myself. These dogs are so smart, I thought they was too bullheaded to learn. Once I broke through that, it's a whole nother world. And if it wasn't for coon dogs, I would know nothing of it. Only coon dogs exhibit this level of intelligence. And it's beyond what's out there. It truly is. And I'm going to prove it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys got a lot of good information. Those things work. Remember that, leaving a tree, praise your young dog. Just praise him. Remember that, reverse psychology. Pull him off, wait till he turns around and looks, and then take him away. Then after a few times to where he's pulling and dragging, wanting to go back, let him go back to the tree. If you've got a stubborn case one, you can even let the coon come out when he turns to go back. He's simply, it's easy, guys. Smother and toddler mentality. If the coon comes down enough, wait, that dog's just going to think if he leaves, it comes back out. We drift away from the tree in different directions because the dogs don't know where we're at. So if you leave in one direction and then come back in for chewing or stay put or whatever, well, he just thinks you're everywhere. So he don't know the difference that you're not anywhere around the tree. And all these things work together. So we put no Band-Aids on anything. Never Band-Aid anything. If we're saving a good dog for something, we do every step all the way. And then if we want, we can put a frill on it or something. But straight, result, till we got the result, then we can do something different. We always get the result, never a Band-Aid. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be here. Thank you, guys. Tune in next Sunday at 3:30, and we will do it again. And next Sunday, let's see what we're going to go over. We're going to go over a lot of starting tips, some really awesome starting tips. I'm going to teach you guys how I use genetic sight chase, which is the most powerful training mechanism that I use. Every dog I own goes through it. Every dog I own goes through it. I won't have one unless I go through it because none of them want a coon enough. I don't care how much that young dog wants that coon. I don't care how much that old dog wants that coon. That ain't enough for me. Whatever it is, I want more, but I want it controlled. So I never have any problems because want is tied to depth. Depth is tied to everything. It's tied to accuracy. Want is everything. If a dog wants it more, he'll go farther to get it. so we can effectively change how deep a dog wants. We can reel them out if we want, or we can reel them in. We can do anything. They're dogs. We get a better, a quick little understanding with them in the yard to where they want to respect what we want. We get the result. All right, guys, thank you very much. Tune in next week, and we're going to go over some puppy starting techniques. And I think we're going to get into a little pre-training and how important it is, okay? We're going to go over some pre-training stuff and let you guys know how I do this for my puppies, so that way when we go to do stuff with our puppies, they already understand what we want. When they already understand what you want, you get a different dog because it understands and it wants to please you in adrenaline mode. This is what I call hunt obedience. Everything I do is what I call hunt obedience because that's what we need. We need dogs that respect the words we say when they're in adrenaline hunting mode. When you have this, you have an animalistic extension of yourself. That means everything my dog does, I say a word and he does it for me. I get all the abilities my dog has at his level, at Spider-Man sense level, or Spidey sense, whatever you want to call it. These hounds are like Spider-Man. They can see 300,000 times better than us. They can hear 500,000 times better than us. They can smell millions of times better than us. But we don't unlock it. Very few people get to use it. I teach every pet owner how to get whatever they want out of their dog. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the questions. We're going to get in here and we're going to get some serious training coming. We're going to get in here every week. We're going to get some training coming. And we are going to push all dog training to another level, starting with coon hounds, and we won't stop. Not until the world sees just how intelligent these dogs are, and we get amazing results from my guys in every aspect of coon hunting. And that's what we're doing first. All coon dogs, all coon facts. We'll answer any other questions anybody has to on any dogs. But heck yeah, guys, thank you for turning in. This is your Wild Willie saying over and out, and we will see you guys next weekend. Have a good one, guys. Keep them treed. And remember, never discipline over the bond you create will allow, or you always lose want to please. When we lose want to please, we lose everything, because then the dog's doing it just because it's in his muscle memory. If he himself wants to do it and it's in his muscle memory, he performs at his best ability. This is game-changing. Want marrying techniques in that book are worth a couple $1,000s. Those are whispering techniques that I've never shared with anybody except for my sons and daughters. Enjoy them, guys, and use them. Use every bit of that book at the same time. So read it, use your want marrying techniques right while you're doing your training, along with the discipline. You use it together, you get magnificence, okay? We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Have a good one. Keep them treed.